Got a comment on one of my videos and I want to read it to you. It's weird and unrealistic to tell somebody who is going through an unwanted divorce to stop lying around in the ER room and get out there and be your best for everybody and the kids. Which part of being in the ER room do people not understand? That's some of the dumbest and most dangerous advice to give to somebody going through an unwanted divorce is to just suck it up and be the best you can for your kids. Meanwhile, they're in the ER bleeding to death. You're right. About the bleeding, you're absolutely right. When I went through mine, it felt exactly like that. I was left with nothing. I left with basically the clothes on my back and a 15-year-old car. I was pushed into a position where it felt like I was being replaced as a father by an ATM, take money out of. I was betrayed by people I thought were friends. I was invisible to a lot of my family. And it was It is and was worse than almost anything I've been through in my life, and I'm not gonna lie and tell you it isn't. And on top of that, if somebody had told me in my worst moments that I needed to be my best for everybody, I probably would have put them through the wall. Some of that was me responding about being your best for your kids. That was me in that conversation. I probably didn't get to the nuance, and that's what I'm gonna do in this video. Here's where the metaphor breaks, and this is why it matters. So you're right that you're in the ER and that you're right that you're bleeding. But here's the one thing that's different. In an ER, in a real ER, a doctor's coming. You've got nurses, you've got assistants. You lie there and you wait to be saved. Somebody stitches you up. Somebody does the surgery to fix you. And that's the right thing to do. In a divorce, nobody's coming. You think the lawyer will help. All the lawyer wants to do is get paid. You think a judge will help? A judge doesn't want to get involved with your disagreements. They want to get through this and on to the next case. You're a file folder to them. Therapist, coach, maybe, but it's up to you to do the work. Nobody is coming in to stop the bleeding. Lying still in this ER isn't resting. You're bleeding out while you wait for a rescue that isn't coming. Not trying to be harsh. Somebody told me something like this, and I think it's one of the most important lessons to learn from this, from a divorce. Now, get up doesn't mean suck it up, and be the best for your kids can sound like put a smile on your face and perform and push it down and man up. If somebody tells you that, ignore it. And that's not what I mean. That's how I think that's how men die slowly and quietly. That's the opposite of what I mean. Getting up isn't being something you're not. Getting up is tending to the wound. You get up, you do the thing you need to do that day, you feel the pain. You tell somebody that you care about the truth. That's getting up. You find a therapist, a coach, a friend. That's getting up. Crying in your car. That's getting up. You're not abandoning the wound for appearances. You're becoming the medic. You're being the surgeon. You're the only one in the ER. About the kids, you heard perform for your kids while you're dying. And that's terrible. And you're right to hate it. But the kids don't need you happy. They don't need you pretending. They can smell fake from across the room. What they need is a man to get who was gutted, and they need to see him get up and not abandon himself. That's the lesson that saves them later. Not dad was fine, but dad was destroyed. He did the work and he came back. That's not performing. That's doing the work. That's tending the wound. So to that comment, You're absolutely right. You are bleeding, and it is bad. I'm not here to tell you otherwise. I just want you to understand the difference between being in the ER and having a bunch of people coming to save you and realizing that you are the medic. You are the doctor. And tending to your own wound is the opposite of sucking it up. You can start in the smallest way, feel it, notice it, tell somebody. That's the first thing to do. And the thing I will say to you is that nobody is coming and you're the only medic in the room.